Quite likes Michael. Looks like he did everything he did to check those boxes. Now the Twins coming out. Like I said, Riley's going to be retaking that 170. 374 pounds.
You wanna see if I'm down, turn it up loud, zooming on me from the crowd. Now that you're jumping the gun, spoiling my fun. Hop on my heels when I'm done. I don't know why you keep falling, you put on a show, but I see all the colors inside. We only here for the ride, made up my mind. You wanna cream of the crop, see what I got, already turning it up. Now that you're jumping the gun, spoiling my fun. Hop on my heels when I'm done. I don't know why you keep falling, you put on a show, but I see all the colors inside. We only here for the ride, made up my mind. You've been popping bottles, getting faded, flashing lights, tripping, taking a mess, turn the tables overnight. See you keep switching faces like the famous, like the live. You're popping the bottles for what? You're popping the bottles for what? You've been popping bottles, getting faded, flashing lights, tripping, taking a mess, turn the tables overnight. See you keep switching faces like the famous, like the live. You're popping the bottles for what? You're popping the bottles for what? You wanna see if I'm down, turn it up loud, zooming on me from the crowd. Now that you're jumping the gun, spoiling my fun. Hop on my heels when I'm done. I don't know why you keep falling, you put on a show, but I see all the colors inside. We only here for the ride, made up my mind. You wanna cream of the crop, see what I got, already turning it up. Now that you're jumping the gun, spoiling my fun. Hop on my heels when I'm done. I don't know why you keep falling, you put on a show, but I see all the colors inside. We only here for the ride, made up my mind. You've been popping bottles, getting faded, flashing lights, tripping, talking a mess, turn the tables overnight. See you keep switching faces like the famous, like the live. You're popping the bottles for what? You're popping the bottles for what? You've been popping bottles, getting faded, flashing lights, tripping, talking a mess, turn the tables overnight. See you keep switching faces like the famous, like the live. You're popping the bottles for what? You're popping the bottles for what? You be popping bottles, getting faded, flashing lights, tripping, taking a mess, turn the tables overnight. See you keep switching faces like the famous, like the live. You're popping the bottles for what? You're popping the bottles for what?
Yes, sir! Yes, sir! The prettiest deadlifter and lifter of all time! There we go!
Let's go, John!
Let's go, John!
Oh my God!
All right, so that was the videos from the American Pro. I just want to start off by saying a huge shout out to Micah and A1 Digital for putting on the meet. It was by far the best ran meet I've ever been a part of. Just everything ran so smooth. The environment was fantastic. Like the live stream, video boards, made you feel like a real athlete, to be honest. It's probably one of the most nervous I've been at a meet in a while, just because of how professionally done it felt. And I definitely think they set the standard for what untested meets should be in the future. I think the Kern kind of tried to do that a couple of years ago, but I think they really executed it to perfection, and I really look forward to continuing to do this meet. But anyway, so going into the meet, my goals were not super concrete. I've talked about in the past, my big goal right now is the 800, 600, 900. I'm kind of taking it as it comes. I'm not really going to push for it unless I feel like it's there. And At the beginning of prep, I really did not think that I was going to be anywhere near going for it at this meet. But as prep went on, I kind of felt bench and deadlift would be kind of close, but I did not think squat would be anywhere near it. I was kind of hoping for like 760. It was my kind of plan, third attempt when I wrote out my plan for this prep. But as prep went on, squats went incredibly well, and a lot of that has to do with probably the new Iron Rebel knee sleeves. But on top of that, it just was like a perfect squat prep. I didn't really have any injuries or anything, and hit that 804, and that kind of gave me confidence that, like, hey, maybe, just maybe, if I'm feeling good on the day, I'll go for the 869 and then kind of take it easy for the USPA Pro. If not, I'll just kind of go in, hit my numbers, and then prep for the USPA Pro. But anyways, so yeah, the weight cut went pretty well. If you haven't seen the last video, you can watch that one, see how I gained, lost about 18 pounds in the course of like, I don't know, 48 hours or so. And refeed went pretty well, got back up to about 216. And for the most part, I felt pretty good on the day. But I always have kind of some issues on squats. Warming ups felt a little bit meh, but like I always have like a balance issue, and that's kind of hard to simulate in the gym because I'm not cutting 18 pounds every week before a squat workout, and I think a lot of that can be fixed. I might try, God forbid, train some calves this prep just to see if that kind of helps with balance after the weight cut, but we'll see. We're always trying new things. But anyway, so warm-ups felt meh. They didn't feel great. Didn't feel terrible either. It felt kind of on par. I was opening with 325, I think, 17 pounds. That's by far the most I've ever opened with, so I was a little bit nervous on that sense. But that moved pretty well. I did feel a little bit unbalanced on that, and that was kind of when I was like, oh, shit, okay. Maybe not the day to go for 869. But second attempt went for 760, which, as I said, that was kind of the plan, third attempt going into this meet. So the fact that I was able to take it on a second made me feel very good just overall. It felt pretty good, but on the way up, I just started like falling forward. And if you watch the live stream, I honestly did not think I got it. And to be honest, I should not have. But hey, when people give you gifts, you know what you do? You take it, you open it, and you say thank you. Yeah, definitely should not have counted. I looked at the head judge. I kind of like shook my head. I was like, ah, shit. Like I definitely racked that before he gave the rack command. But both the side judges missed it, and hey, we take those. So like bad calls happen in every other sport. It is what it is. But anyway, so after that, I kind of said, screw it. I have a meet PR. Not how you want to hit a meet PR, but whatever. I was like, you know what? The weight feels good, but like it's just the balance. And, you know, if I get the balance right, then I feel like I'm going to get it. And decided to go 365.5, which was all-time world record on squat, the 198 class. I wish I could have gone like right at 800, but that's where it is, and I want to hit. It would have been cool to have the squat record because I already have the full meet bench and deadlift and total record, so it'd be nice to have all four. But fortunately, it was just too heavy on the day. On the way down, I actually felt a tearing sensation up my quad and also in my knee a little bit too. Very similar to what I dealt with at the showdown last year. Luckily, the showdown was in both legs, so this was only one. But after that, I was just feeling kind of down, in quite a bit of pain. It was hard to walk. Ended up going back to the warm-up room. They had like a massage therapist. I had her work on it a little bit. Also, Blake's wife, I think Sarah is her name. I'm blanking at, but she also worked on it a little bit. Did some like pressure point releases, and that seemed to help. But also took some Advil to help kind of alleviate the pain. But anyways, I was a little bit nervous going into bench and deadlift just because it was like really hard to leg drive with that leg, but at the same time, I felt like the injury at the showdown was worse, and that was when I hit the 1,000 kilo total, and kind of the same thing. Like I thought after I messed up both my quads, that the 1,000 kilo wasn't going to be there. I kind of felt like I wasn't going to have a good day. And as you saw, I ended up doing pretty well. Bench warm-ups felt a little bit off again, but I think that was just more so due to the fact that in the warm-up room they had the Ghost light racks, which the pad is a little bit different, and just it was enough to kind of throw warm-ups off. I wasn't really too worried about it, but the bench on the platform was probably one of the best pads I've dealt with. It was really grippy, but also it was very soft, so you sink down into it. And what's nice about that is that as you sink, you create more surface tension or surface area between your bench and your traps, so you just get a little bit more grip. And then I was also a little bit nervous because I switched my shoes up the last minute. As you've seen in some of the other videos, my feet with the light up shoes tend to slip a little bit. But ended up getting a message from One Hun company, and they are coming out with some new deadlift slippers, and they asked if I'd be willing to try them. I said sure. They sent them to me. They arrived the Monday before the meet. I ended up using them on my last bench day on Wednesday, and they felt good enough that I figured, I'll bring them with me. I'll test them out during warm-ups, and I don't really leg drive. I don't need to leg drive too much on an opener, so I could kind of gauge if I want to stick with them on that opener or switch to my old shoes. And ended up being great. Like my feet stuck into the ground, they didn't slide at all. So between grip on the shoes and the bench, I felt very locked in. For the actual bench though, the pauses were actually quite a bit longer than I've had in the last few meets. Not saying they were long, they were just like longer than normal. I think the head judge is like an IPF lifter, so makes sense. But yeah, so from there, opened with 523. That moved about as well as 523 should. Went to my planned second, 255 kilos, 562 pounds. Again, that felt pretty good. But after missing the 805 and feeling that like 869 isn't possible on that day, I just kind of wanted to take it safe and go 589. I feel like that was the right call. I maybe had another 2.5 kilos in the tank, but also with the longer pauses, I just wasn't really confident after only hitting 600 touch and go. But I'm really happy with how I've moved, and I feel confident that like 600 is going to be there soon. So good on bench. Then deadlifts, same thing. My knee was kind of bugging me a little bit, so like I was a little bit nervous during warm-ups. Took some more ibuprofen or Advil, whatever, and that seemed to kind of help a little bit. But it was still kind of bugging me during warm-ups. By the time I got on the platform though, like adrenaline kind of kicked in and just wasn't bugging me. Opened with 815. So, and also like at this point I was able to kind of read the guesstimate between squat and bench, and then take Zach and Juwan's. I kind of highballed their deadlift numbers and plugged it into a calculator to figure out their dots. And I figured with my opener, it was good enough that I should win the meet. So I wasn't too pressured at that point. And so 815 opener, moved great, felt pretty weightless. Honestly, deadlift's been feeling pretty off this whole prep. I have the Cerakote Kabuki bar, and when I pulled the 903 in the UK, I used the Bare Steel one, which felt significantly better, but I didn't know if maybe like that was just like a freak day or like freak bar. I knew they had the Bare Steel deadlift bar in the meet, so I was kind of hoping that one did feel better, and that was the case. It did just feel significantly better than my Kabuki one. So if you're in the market for a Kabuki bar, I would recommend not getting the Cerakote, unless you want to challenge yourself in prep, which actually isn't a bad idea either. But so anyways, moved on to 870, 395 kilos on my second attempt. Reason for that number was just that was enough for a 2.5 kilo total PR. at that point, or 2 kilo, I guess. But anyways, then at that point, I totaled squat, PR'd on bench technically. That ties my meet PR, but I did that at 205 pounds in hybrid. So this was a 198 PR, and then hit a PR total at that point. Decided to just send it. Deadlifts are feeling pretty locked in. Went the 903, 410 kilos. Very hyped, walking down the red carpet. You got to pick your song. Everyone's cheering. Felt fantastic, honestly. That was as good as 410 has ever felt. As you guys have seen, I've missed it quite a bit in this prep, so I was a little bit nervous in that sense. But yeah, so between bench and squat, I'm feeling really good about where I'm at with those. Moving forward, the next meet is the USPA Pro in 7 weeks now. I'm a little bit late on doing this wrap up, but depending on how hard I want to push it is going to depend on how my quad heals. It's still a little bit sore and little issues. So if I feel like the 869's there, I'll probably cut to 198. If I don't feel it's there, I might just compete at 220 and do enough to win the meet. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Obviously, we'll shoot videos for that. Do a few like more vlogging videos as well. And then yeah, I'm really excited about where we're at right now. Body weight's staying about 214 pounds in the morning. That's probably about where we want to sit. All right, so that should do it for the wrap up. As always, check out the Proven Strength app. Get access to 19 programs written by Andy and myself, ranging from beginner, intermediate, advanced. You can pick any one, get access to all of them for $29.99 a month or $250 for an annual membership. Link for that is in the description. If you have any questions on it, let me know in the comments. Outside of that, we'll see you in the next one. And remember, don't suck.